The Democrat dam of lies has officially broken, and there's no going back now. While the media scrambles to finally do its job and call out Joe's cognitive decline, many desperate Dems cling to the puppet of the man they have propped up for years now.
He is in this race. The matter is closed. He had reiterated that this morning. He has reiterated that to the public. Joe Biden is our nominee. He is not leaving this race. He is in this race, and I support him.
He has a vision. He has knowledge. He has judgment. He has a strategic thinking in the rest. He has a bad night.
Biden is old. He's not as articulate as he once was. I wish he could jump up the steps on Air Force One. He can't. What we have got to focus on is policy.
Joe Biden is our nominee. We beat Trump once, and we're going to beat him again, period.
Can you imagine how livid the White House must be right this moment? They're obedient soldiers. The media, they're now revolting against the regime, as well as other Democrats no longer sticking to the script. Even Democrat loyalist George Stephanopoulos speaking the truth in this exclusive video obtained by TMZ.
How you doing? What do you think? Do you think Biden should step down? You talked to him more than anybody else have lately, and you could be honest. You don't think he can serve 4 more years? All right, that's an answer.
It certainly is. The Democrat Party is in disarray. Its current state perfectly encapsulated in this clip of Maxine Waters on CNN last night.
They've seen President Biden. They've lived through his presidency. They've also seen former President Trump. They've lived through his presidency. They've heard these arguments about democracy, about the fate of the election. And yet Trump is not only winning, but winning increasingly by a larger margin. So what is the plan among Democrats to change that trajectory? It sounds like you're talking about saying and doing all the same things, but do you believe that something needs to change?
I think we need to keep working.
Look at Maxine. She can't even get her wig, I mean, her facts straight ever, right? I also love how Maxine loves to brag that she's older than Joe Biden. She's 85, by the way. Girl, we know you're old. Guys, this is your Democrat Party, what you just saw right there. Filthy rich, elderly, out of touch with real Americans, people with 2 feet, an elbow, and a hand or two already in the grave, clinging desperately to power. No person more obsessed with refusing to relinquish control than Nancy Pelosi.
So, Madam Speaker, you just went through the president's record, but let me ask you about the current moment. Does he have your support to be the head of the Democratic ticket?
As long as the president it's up to the president to decide if he is going to run. We're all encouraging him to make that decision because time is running short.
Time is certainly ticking because reportedly the Democrats may formally nominate Joe as early as July 21st to ensure Biden is on the November ballots while stamping out any kind of Democrat dissent. You know, we've been sounding the alarm for years, right, on how Biden has screwed up the economy. He's endangered us with his open border policies, his war on the fossil fuel industry, and so many more. But he did do one thing right. He chose Kamala Harris as his vice president, ensuring that she could never outshine him, never replace him, while satisfying the left's obsession with diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Poor hubby. Poor hubby. Not.
King of all nicknames, from sanctimonious to little hands to Sleepy Joe, introduced a new nickname for Kamala.
Meanwhile, the radical left Democrat Party is divided in chaos and having a full-scale breakdown, all because they can't decide which of their candidates is more unfit to be president, sleepy, crooked Joe Biden or laughing Kamala. Laughing Kamala.
And the joke is now on Democrats, the mess they've created as the world watches and rightfully laughs at this regime. Our national security, it is at stake We are literally one misspoken word away from a total catastrophe. We know it. Democrats now know it, and world leaders know it. Here's Ian Bremmer, the president of the Eurasia Group, after he spoke to several leaders at this week's NATO summit featuring Joe Biden.
Hey, Ian Bremmer. Ian, good to have you. What do foreign leaders, our allies, think of President Biden right now?
They don't think he can serve another 4 years. And I will say that is true of every leader that I have met with that's attending the NATO summit. Doesn't matter if they come from the right or the left wing of their respective political spectrums. This isn't news to them. They've reported this from the G7 summit. They talked about this when they met with the president in Normandy.
We now know, thanks to the media finally doing its job, that the real people running this country into the ground is the first babysitter, a.k.a. Dr. Jill, and the first felon, Hunter Biden. Do you realize, everyone, how dangerous all of this is? Joe admitting to Democrat governors that he goes to sleep, he goes to bed by 8 p.m. So, of course, the media has to ask, well, what if something happens after 8 p.m. Eastern?
Who do you call? The First Lady?
He has a team that lets him know of any news that is pertinent and important to the American people. He has someone that is decided, obviously, with his National Security Council on who gets to tell him that news.
So did KJP just admit right there that they let Joe just sleep through the night? That his team of what, doctors wait to tell him the president of the United States that a nuke may be incoming when he wakes up the next day around 10 a.m.? Okay, so Joe has now lost most Democrats, his propaganda machine, a.k.a. the left-wing media. Now he's losing heavy-hitting Hollywood donors like George Clooney, who just threw him a $30 million fundraiser. But today, George Clooney, writing an op-ed for the New York Times, in part, he writes, quote, "It's devastating to say it, but the Joe Biden I was with 3 weeks ago at the fundraiser was not the Joe big effing deal Biden of 2010. He wasn't even the Joe Biden of 2020. He was the same man we all witnessed at the debate. Oof, not even the same Biden of 2020? Wow, finally the truth, leaving us no doubt that the Democrat Party must never be trusted again."